So my happy family was shipped to me in a size 6 Nike Air Force One box wrapped in clean dog poop bags that you can get from a public dog park. They arrived quickly and in good condition. So what more can you ask for when you know you could have spent a ton more for these same dolls? How much more? Well, I'll tell you as we go because this is a long video. So this one must be Tommy, and this is definitely a male. They're wrapped like little corpse body bags. And this one is also a male. So we're going to open Grandma first. We're going to open her first because honestly, she's the one I'm least excited about. Is that rude? Maybe. On her own, the grandmom was selling for $180 redressed, or used about $240, complete in box, which is not something I'm concerned about as I just want her head and her clothes. Right away, it looks like she's missing a shoe, but honestly, that doesn't bother me. She's got tiny flat feet and snap click knees. I like her older person outfit. There's a string in her hair, which is weird. It's like she was hanging as an ornament. Let me grab some scissors and cut that out. You know, I don't think she's ever really been used because her hair still has that factory gel pasted down look. It reminds me of the mermaid doll from You Create Kit number 1, 2026. She even still has the tags on the back of her head. You know, one thing I really wanted to check was her face. So the new Opal Lee doll looks like most of her wrinkles are pasted on. But this grandma actually has some molded detail. You can see the deep dimpling for wrinkles, painted eye bags, and shadowing. Her deep inset cheeks are part of the sculpt, and she has painted forehead lines also. I'm still going to wash the hot wash the gel out of her hair. I'll be right back. Okay, I did a quick hot wash to break up the gel cast. She's still a little damp, but I removed the tags, and her hair isn't pasted down anymore. I like the salt and pepper look. It's subtle, just a few gray strands. I'd say she looks like she's in her 50s or 60s. She's actually really pretty. Her arms bend so she can hold her grandbaby, which is important as a grandmother. And she's clearly married since she has a wedding band. I like her paisley cotton top and cotton pants. And wow, her pants have real pockets. Older dolls really have nice details. Her sweater is knit, which is impressive. And the necklace, well, it isn't real metal. It's just a gold string, but it still works. So far, very nice. We'll let Grandma sit on the sofa and move to the next doll that I'm less worried about, which is Tommy. He's in this little outfit, and I don't think it's the gingerbread suit from the Ryan and Tommy set, but it's so adorable. It actually makes me excited to have a kid doll, which isn't usually my thing. He has the basic 5 points of articulation, and he moves like a little gingerbread man. He has rooted hair with a super cute face. For Ryan and Tommy, I see them selling at $90+. I'm not seeing Ryan alone, but amazingly enough, tiny African American Tommy sells by himself at $70. So, he won't be running wild on Grandmom. I'll keep him bundled in this little outfit to keep him warm. We'll sit him right here. I still feel bad about Grandmom's missing shoe. Grandma's got tiny little feet, so let me grab my flat shoe kit. I have purple flats, and these look like classic old people shoes. Honestly, since she's missing one shoe, I might as well toss it. I mean, what's the point of keeping it? Plus, I don't even think it's a Barbie shoe. Let's see if she can fit these. They were made for a petite doll. No, too small. Okay, these are cute. They came from my Clueless doll. They're perfect. Now Grandmom has shoes and they actually match her outfit. Look at that. Tommy's already rolling around on the floor. Tommy, stay with your grandmom and be a good boy, all right? Who's next? I feel like the sturdy one is Grandpa, but I want to save him for last because I'm most excited about him. So this one is Ryan. Ryan comes with no shoes. He's married also. You can see his ring. He's got our elbow articulation and wrist rotation, plus the snap click knees. One thing I'm not loving is that his head is a different color than his body. You can really see the mismatch. Otherwise, his eyes are glossy, and the eye depth gives him a look that reminds me of Integrity dolls. Kens don't usually have that kind of eye glimmer. Let me show a comparison. Here's a Ken head. See how his eyes look flatter? Ryan's eyes have more shine and feel narrower, like a newer sculpt. And here's Alan. Some people think he looks scary, but look at the difference. Alan's eyes are flatter while Ryan's have more depth. Even compared to an Integrity doll, Ryan's eyes still feel like they have extra dimension. Honestly, the Happy Family sculpts are really impressive so far. Kid dolls are usually hit or miss for me, but this Tommy is actually cute. He has nice inset facial details, just like the rest of the Happy Family dolls. For Mattel line, these are surprisingly well done. I mean, Ryan still doesn't have shoes, but for now, I'll just sit him over here. Let me grab another chair. Doesn't really match, which bugs me. Hold on. Grandmom goes in the rocking chair with Tommy. Much better. Okay. Grandpa time. I'm excited. Lots of packaging, but right away you can see he has standard loafers. They're hard plastic. I usually prefer the softer rubbery shoes because they stretch more, but these still look nice. Grandpa also has a ring. I really like his sweater. His whole outfit just screams Grandpa. His slacks don't have pockets, but they do have pleats and rolled hems. He has wrist articulation, snap click knees, and his head actually matches his neck color, unlike Ryan. For some reason, Ryan's face is lighter. Okay, let's look closer at Grandpa. He has molded dimpling around the brows, subtle painted forehead lines, and gray in his mustache. His salt and pepper hair looks great. He's a really solid doll. I'm very happy with him. Grandpa sells alone for $275 to $350 in box. Despite that, I'm going to remove the rings and heads for customization. So that's the plan for the family. It sounds crazy when all those numbers total to $536 for these 4 dolls. Dang, that's tight. I do not like paying more than $300 for a single doll, especially one I plan on rebodying. So what do? You keep your eyes open and you wait. These 4 sold together, bringing them to $84.75 per doll. The savings, well worth a shoebox and poop bag. Free poop bags. And I do have dogs, as you probably can kind of hear. Let's find Ryan a wife. His sculpt is interesting. I originally thought I'd pair him with an older Barbie, but his facial detailing is surprisingly refined. Honestly, better than some of the current Kens. Let's compare him to a signature Ken. Signature Kens have soft, detailed features without heavy chiseling. Now look at Ryan. The sculpting is impressive. If his neck color matched, you'd almost think he was the newer doll. Back to Grandma. Her body is interesting, very much like a curvy body around the waist, but with thinner thighs. Neither of these parents look like Ryan, so I'm guessing they're his in-laws. Her body skin tone is honey, like you create kit number 1 2026. But her face matches more with you create kit number 1 2025, or orange top yoga Barbie. She's more of a Latina skin tone. I really wanted to put her into the you create 2025 curvy Latina body, but then her pants will not fit. So I'm going to use this Barbie extra styled articulated original body that I have laying around. If I could put the arms and legs of this extra style body and swap them with Grandmom's original body core, I would totally do that. When I'm willing to swap out her original clothes, then I can go ahead and move Grandma to a curvy body. That's my other choice. The swap for now is done because the neck peg that's on the extra body I used is kind of weak and I think it's going to break soon. For the wife, I chose Trishelle to be his wife because she looks a lot like the grandmother, just a younger version. So in my head, she's the daughter and Grandma is her mom. Ryan, though, he doesn't look related to them. He doesn't resemble Grandpa, and compared to them, his face has way more detail. He almost reads a little Hispanic to me, so I don't see him as biologically connected to the parents. I'm thinking he's the son-in-law. My plan for Ryan is going to be a bit complicated, and I'm still deciding what to do with Grandpa. Grandpa has a pretty defined chest sculpt, so moving him onto another body is going to change his overall look. And since he's technically worth a lot as is, it makes me hesitate to swap him. Of course, he's only worth that much if I ever plan to sell him. If I'm keeping him, then that resale value doesn't really matter, whether that's $250 or whatever he usually goes for. Currently, the Grandpa body has the old neck style. At the waist, he can twist side to side. I mentioned that he has the snap click knees. His don't really work very well. He has articulation at the elbow, and Grandpa's head really doesn't look good on those AliExpress bodies, as you can see. The color match is way off. His skin tone leans more Hispanic compared to the darker tone of the older dolls. Because of that, the swap just doesn't work visually. And he's actually darker than Ryan too. You can see Ryan might be a slightly closer match for the base of this skin tone, but honestly, it's still not great. Here is Grandpa on the fairer tone AliExpress body. Have you seen my videos with Rio Pacheco? He's an Integrity doll, and unlike Mattel, Integrity actually sells their male bodies separately on their website. The catch is, it's kind of hit or miss depending on what skin tones are in stock. But look at this color match with Ryan. These two are really close. This body tone is called New Hispanic. And right now, at least while I'm filming this, it's available. As far as Grandpa, he is a little darker than Rio. I was thinking the body for the neon green-haired BMR Ken might work. The hands might pass, but the torso reads a bit too deep and a little more orange. The best body match for Grandpa is Wheelchair Ken Fashionista 196. In order for Grandpa's head to go on the newer body, though, I'm going to have to cut the older head to the same profile as the newer heads. After that, the head literally plops on top of the neck. And amazingly, the head doesn't shift or fall off. You can turn it left or right. There's just no tilt. You can do some additional work inside the head if you want that, which frankly is too much work and barely worth it. Okay, so here's Grandpa Ken's original body. It's very square at the top. You can see the screws in the arms and where the pegs look like they're trying to slide out, plus the snap click knees. Grandpa also twists at the waist. If there were a newer body in this exact skin tone with a similar shape, the perfect match would honestly be Gandalf's body from Harry Potter. It's square at the top like Grandpa, but it has modern articulation at the knees and wrists. The only thing missing is the waist twist. Still, if this came in Grandpa's color, it would be an ideal swap. I once read that what makes someone look older at first glance isn't the body shape or the posture. A lot of it is clothing style. If you dress in older fashions, you naturally read older. And you can see an example of that here. Even on a newer body, Grandpa still looks older because of his outfit. I'm glad my Ken came with these clothes because they instantly age him. Earlier, when he wore newer clothes, he looked much more youthful. Now he reads significantly older just from the styling. One thing I noticed is this body seems to have slightly longer legs. His pants look more flooded than before. I might pop the stitching to lower the hem so it doesn't look so short. Or maybe socks would balance it out. Who knows? Maybe the rolled pants are part of the intentional Grandpa look. So far, we've swapped bodies for most of the family. We gave them a daughter using one of my older Barbie heads on a petite body, since I didn't have that exact skin tone in a standard body. Grandma went onto a Barbie extra body because I have plenty of those. The only one left was Ryan, and I found a great color match. But it would mean taking an integrity doll off of its body, which I don't want to do. So I checked my stash instead. You know what? I can't believe it. I found this action figure body. It's not a perfect match, but it's actually pretty close. For now, until I get a new Hispanic body, this works well. And Ryan just got a serious upgrade. Looking at Ryan's original body, he also has arm pins where the joints feel loose, plus a waist twist and snap click knees. His pants were already tight, even on his old body, so I didn't expect them to fit the action figure body, but surprisingly, it did. And the shirt fits better on the new body. The pants did slide on. They're extremely tight. The lack of stretch actually limits how much he can move, which, kind of defeats the purpose of the upgrade. He does look better aesthetically, though. The muscular body gives him more action figure vibe than a traditional Ken. And honestly, I'm impressed. Ryan looks great with muscles. I'll probably keep him on this body since I wasn't using it before. And the skin match is better than what he originally had. He can sit, barely. It looks a bit uncomfortable, but it works. The pants are really fighting those thighs. And there were loose threads at the back. I'll just trim those. They're much better now. Overall, this is a big improvement. So at this point, the entire happy family has been rebodied. They're officially happier because they can actually move, even if Ryan is a little squeezed into his clothes. Here they are, the updated happy family. Tommy is being held by his dad, Ryan. The mom is on a petite body. Grandma is on a Barbie extra body. And Grandpa is on a Ken 195 body. So, what do you think about these changes? Would you buy dolls mainly for their face sculpt and customize them onto new bodies? Or would you keep them original with limited articulation to preserve resale value? For me, these dolls are about enjoyment. I don't plan on reselling them. Even though I modify the heads, customization is all about making the dolls fit your personal vision. Thanks again for playing dolls with me.
If if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for playing dolls with me.